Hi, welcome to the unboxing and preview video for the Raspberry Pi Model B. I ordered this about just over 3 months ago, back on March 19th, and this turned up in the mail at work today, being the 25th of June. So I have been waiting a little while for it, but it's good to finally receive it and hopefully have a muck around with it. But anyway, let's get straight onto the into the unboxing, I should say. So if we start on the front, there's some getting started instructions there at the URL, so you don't get an instruction manual, which is probably important given they wanted to keep the cost down on this device, roughly $35 for the Model B. And we have a stack of compliance certifications on the front there. All very important, just so you don't cause undue radio interference, or you short something out in your power supplies and all that sort of bizzo. Having a look around the sides of the box, on the bottom nothing, left nothing, top nothing, and on the right nothing. Just to bear in mind, I did get this from Element 14. So if you got it from another supplier, the box might be different, but the content should be pretty much the same. Having a look on the back, nothing special, just a barcode there confirming that it is in fact the Raspberry Pi Model B, and there's only one in the box there. So that's the box. Now let's pull it out of the box. So before I just scoot that to the side, there's nothing else in the box there, as you can see. Now we'll pull this out of its anti-static wrapper, and that's the Raspberry Pi right there. I'll just give you a good look at that. So we'll go clockwise, starting at the top here. So this appears to be a general video connector here, stereo audio, and on the side here 2 USB sockets and an Ethernet socket. On the bottom you have an HDMI socket, and over here on the bottom we have a micro USB plug. So I'll just let you see that side on. There you go. So that's where power comes from. So it's only 5 volts. The Model B, I believe, is rated to receive anywhere between 700 milliamps and 1200 milliamps, or 1.2 amps, depending on how you want to swing it. And you also have an SD card slot here for storage. So this does not actually come with any storage on board, you have to add it yourself here. Coming back to the top view, you also have a GPIO socket here. Not a socket, but a pin out rather. So when you initially use the device, the GPIO pinouts aren't actually used for anything. You can program those for whatever use you want when you program the device. Right in the middle there, that's the combined CPU and GPU, and I think there's also RAM on board there. Off the top of my head, it could be 256 meg of RAM. I could be wrong though. And adjacent to that, we have a JTAG connector there to, I believe that's the JTAG connector for the CPU and GPU. So if you need to flash upgrade the firmware on those chips, or integrated chip, that's how you would do it. And here we have a camera connector. Now at the moment this is unsupported. In the future that will have some means of using it, but not immediately. And that's pretty much it. So I'm hoping to have a play with this at some stage. I do have a pretty busy schedule as it is, but I will try and see what I can do. I'll just give you a quick look on the bottom as well. There's nothing too interesting on the bottom. There you go. So look, yeah, I thought this would be a fun thing to have a bit of a play with, and maybe have a dabble in some programming. This was designed for Python, if I remember correctly, but it also has some other uses, such as being a media center, and I'm sure we'll see other alternate uses come out of the woodwork as people have a dabble with it. Just to give you an idea of size, so that's the Raspberry Pi, and that is the Samsung Galaxy S3. So if I put those side by side, and I'll just zoom out. In fact, there. That's how tiny this thing is. And that's a 4.8 inch screen on the Samsung there, and the board itself is smaller than the area of the screen there. So it is quite tiny. So one final thing that I will make mention of is, whilst not in the box, you also get this regulatory compliance and safety information leaflet with the device. So there's various warnings, instructions for safe use. What else? EMC compliance statements, FCC emissions compliance statements, all that good stuff that you get with every device. So you should hang on to this anyway, just in case you need to refer to it to try and work out what sort of power supply you should be using and how you should make best use of it. So the first one says, do not expose it to water, moisture, or place it on a conductive surface whilst in operation. So fairly obvious stuff there. So anyway, that's the unboxing and preview video for the Raspberry Pi. I'll see how I can go with some sort of a how-to or a show-off video showing what it can do once I've figured it out. But until then, if you've got any questions about the device, just leave a comment below. And if you've enjoyed the video or found it useful, make sure you give it a thumbs up. But as always, thanks for watching.